What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It's time for a little 3-in-1 track review roundup magic today because we've got 3 brand new songs that I felt the urge to talk about and 3 that I actually like all of them for once in a multiple type video where I cover multiple things. I actually like everything that I'm talking about today. So I'm going to be talking about Finn Wolfhard's band, Calpurnia. I'm also going to be talking about the new one from Beach House, and obviously the lead single from the new Shinedown album called Devil. Without further ado, drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. Let's get right into these little reviews. Somehow I completely missed the fact that Beach House have a brand new album coming out in May. Apparently they already released a single on Valentine's Day and nobody told me whatsoever. I've been so bogged down and busy with other work that I just completely missed this announcement. And apparently the album announcement came along with the release of this new single, Dive. So for me, this is the first song that I'm hearing, and I have yet to hear the other song. This track, Dive, is something that is very brooding in its first act, but really changes things up, and I love the new direction for Beach House. With Beach House, it's not that they're always doing something so extravagant or so new, but I love Beach House and their indie pop, dream pop style just because it's very down to earth and it's something that's easy to slip into the vibe of. It almost feels like a hazy daydream sometimes, like you're getting washed up on the sea somewhere and just walking around an island. That's the vision that I get when I listen to their music, at least. This new track, Dive, here is absolutely phenomenal. I was floored by it because in its first act, you've got some of the organs just kind of trembling over the track, and obviously Victoria Legrand and her awesome voice that I've always been a fan of because it often does get a little bit buried in the mix, but it's very intentional. And on this track, like I said, in its second act, it really takes off. And one of my viewers almost said this, and I would change it and update it a little bit, but it is very danceable in its second act in a way. It's something that makes you want to move. And it kind of not makes you want to go out and hit the dance floor and start going hard, but it's something that you can almost just kind of sway to because the guitars really pick up, and it's kind of like a riveting thing that I haven't really heard from Beach House all that much before. And here, at this new sound that they've achieved with the track, I think it truly works for them, and they've created something very unique here. I'm really excited to hear this new album now, and it's kind of funny that I'm reviewing both this and Shinedown when both of these bands both released their last album in the fall of 2015, and then they dropped new songs on the exact same day. So there's that. I'm excited for both of the albums, but as for Beach House, me personally, I love this track, Dive, probably one of my favorite songs of the year so far, 4.5 out of 5.
'Cause it's about to get heavy. It's about to be on. Yeah, man, it's slinging napalm.
Since I set myself up for that segue, let's talk about Shinedown next. Shinedown are a hard rock, alternative rock band, and this time around, things are much more on the hard rock side of things. And that's nice to see, considering so many rock bands seem to be watering themselves down. Brent Smith and the rest of the gang here, they are definitely going a little bit harder. And this time around, they're apparently creating a concept record. There's 14 songs. This new album drops May 4th. It's called Attention, Attention, and the lead-off single is called Devil. Now, what I think is cool about the visual aspect, first of all, is the fact that they actually got the guy who was the lead editor for Beyonce's visuals that went along with Lemonade. They've got him creating a music video for every single song on this album, and that is ambitious. I mean, Atlantic Records must really believe in them. Devil is a track that absolutely slams. This track gets so hard, and I love that. It just really menaces with those riffs that kind of stagger. It's like something looming over you, a big bad monster coming to get you, and it gives you that feeling of just kind of being overwhelmed and trapped. And it makes sense because this album is going to be a concept record that deals with the negativity of life. If you never really liked Shinedown in the first place, then I won't say that this song will win you over, but I did see some people saying that this track kind of lit them up and they're like, holy shit, where have I been? I haven't been paying attention to Shinedown. When did they get good? So if that's going off in some people's mind, maybe check this out, because I don't think you should write it off just because, oh, they have a gimmicky, mainstream, alternative radio rock sound. I think this kind of breaks the mold a little bit, and while the chorus might get a little bit cliche with its lyrical content, and overall it's not like the most innovative track in the world, but it doesn't have to be. I think this track works on a lot of different levels, and it's a fun ride. Overall, for me, I have to give the new single Devil a 4. Finally, we get to the band that everybody is talking about, Calpurnia. And why is everyone talking about them? It's not because it's a Shakespearean reference and everyone loves plays. It's because Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things is in this band, and he's very involved in the music community in general. He's appeared in music videos for the likes of Pop, and I think a couple of others. I can't remember if he was the one that was in the Panic at the Disco video, or maybe that was the other kid from Stranger Things. But anyways, he's very involved in music, and here I'm excited to say that the lead-off single that they've put out into the world is actually pretty damn good. But there are a lot of Mac DeMarco vibes, which makes sense considering their manager, I think, is the same manager that Mac has. The band's debut EP is going to come out this spring, and there's some big names attached to it in terms of production and that sort of thing, and obviously their manager. And I do expect there to be some more like Mac DeMarco vibes, maybe even some Pup influences, just because Finn Wolfhard is such a big fan of those bands. But I think that here, even on this track, they're showing signs that they can kind of shake off those influences. I wasn't on board for like the first 50 minutes, maybe until like the first chorus hit on this track, but once it starts kicking in with the whole city boy, city tool, city fool, everything like that, I started to get on board, and this track really does have some really cool progressions to it. It might not be something that absolutely floors you, but it's going to be something that has you saying, okay, this is really cool. I like what these kids are doing, because yes, these are young kids in their early teens, or mid-teens, I guess I should say, creating this music, and I think that that serves a bright future for rock and roll. If this gets kids thinking about music like this once again, if it takes people like Finn Wolfhard and obviously Dylan McDermott from 13 Reasons Why and his band Wallows, then so be it. It gets people caring about rock again. There's a really fun guitar solo that comes in at the end of the track, and I love the way that the instrumental kind of carries the tune out, and then you've also got some lightning quick drums, and you can tell that they had a lot of fun crafting this in the studio. It's kind of a playful tune, almost like a Slacker's ode to love on this one, because he's singing about this city girl, he's a city boy that's just a fool and all these other things, and she's with somebody else perhaps, and it just kind of feels like not lazy, but just laid back and very mellow, and I love that vibe. It gets better as it goes on. It seems like the main kids from Stranger Things are all kind of musically inclined, so I would love to see more musical projects pop up from really any of them. It could be very, very interesting. So for Finn Wolfhard's, I think it did work out pretty good. It's not my favorite thing ever by any means, and there are some like places where I feel like it lacks originality and freshness, but overall a very good debut single. I like this track, City Boy, a whole lot, but I'm not in love with it. I will give it a 3.5 out of 5. Let me know what you thought about any of these songs in the comment section down below, and if you haven't heard them yet, then there will be links to check them out in the description down below. Don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you're brand new, and if you're able to, support me on Patreon at the top link down below. There's an annotation in the corner of your screen over there if you would like to go directly to my Patreon page. If you want to see another recent song review, then tap right over here, or another recent video I uploaded to Beyond ARTV right over here. You can find me on social media in the description, and other than that, I'll see you very soon.